Well, a beautiful Sunday afternoon. It's my hope that yours is a great one from that great moment of Sifa Sunday. And to the news stories of the day, I'm here to keep you posted. That is on the news now. My name is Linda Alela. Lots lined up for you, including this grisly morning road accident at Chumbi along the Nairobi-Mombasa highway has claimed 3 lives and left 17 passengers injured. The crash occurred at around 6:30 a.m. when a transit lorry heading towards Nairobi reportedly veered into the wrong lane after Chumbi town near Moa Bridge at the end of the dual carriageway. According to Athi River OCPD David Kandie, the lorry collided head-on with a 46-seater matatu traveling from Nairobi to Machakos. Kandie confirmed that the matatu driver, along with the male and female passengers seated in the front, died on the spot. Police officers from Chumbi quickly responded, rushing the 17 injured passengers to the Machakos Level 5 hospital, that is for treatment. And the bodies of the 3 deceased victims were moved to the Machakos Level 5 hospital mortuary as investigations into the cause of the accident continue. All right, and we get to a different matter where tensions are rising ahead of the Momboni North by-election, with Maendeleo Chapchap Party accusing Wiper Party of collecting voters' IDs cards, and that is the ID cards, in an alleged plot to rig the votes. Speaking at Manza Primary School, Machakos County Deputy Governor Francis Mwangangi termed sentiments made by Labour Cabinet Secretary Dr. Alfred Mutua as reckless and accused the Maendeleo Chapchap Party of crying a victim while collecting ID cards in Wiper strongholds.
Mwambie waziri wa Labour, ukikuja huku mtituni wewe ni serikali. Sasa Wiper haiko kwa serikali. Wewe unakuja kulilia kwa wananchi, unataka kusema ati tunanunua vipande, tunanunua sijui nini, tunafanya nini? Wewe kama serikali unafanya nini? So, wacha kuleta vitu ambazo hazifai hapa na vitu ambazo sisi hatufanyi hapa. Tunaomba watu wetu waende wiki ijayo on Thursday, waende wapige kura. Story mingi waachane nazo.
And still on politics, that is with just days to the by-elections in the Western region, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi and the National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula are facing accusations of coercing citizens to back their preferred candidates. And at Nairumbi village in Kabuchai, Bungoma County, equitable party leaders led by former Vihiga Deputy Governor, that is Patrick Saisi, accused the two of abandoning the western regions, and that is on the question of development. And they added that it is ironic for the leaders to claim they risk removal from government by President Ruto if their candidates lose. Nancy Miu will fly the equitable party flag in the Chwele Kabuchai ward, that is by-election left vacant after the death of Muhongo Baraza.
Gogo wa siasa ambao wamekaa kwa muda mrefu kwa viti wameanza kulia. Oh, msipopigia mtu wangu kura, Ruto atanifuta kazi. Msipowawa, Ruto atanifuta kazi. Wewe unaweza sema Ruto atakufuta kazi na hakuna maendeleo ambayo iko katikati hapa chini kweli? Kweli? Nyinyi mnakubali hiyo siasa?
Nimeshtuka sana. Tumepita hii barabara kwa mheshimiwa Wetangula, tumepita, yani it's less than a kilometer. Na nimeshtuka, yani napata hapa. In this era 2025, iko area yenye haina stima. Na ni jirani tu hapa. Na ni kiongozi anasema ni kiongozi wenyu national. Nimeshtuka even zaidi kupata hamna barabara, hamna hata tapped water. Alafu wakikuja hapa wanawaambia mpigie kura machama. Kweli chama zimewasaidia mpaka sahi? Hapana.
Yes, be reminded that the by-elections are slated for the 27th of this month. And now we shift gears to a different matter where Kiharu Member of Parliament, Ndindi Nyoro, has urged the government to strengthen education funding, warning that reduced subsidies could push school fees for parents to nearly 22,000 shillings. Speaking during the Jamhuri Kenya Awards platform, he noted that there is need to empower young people and promote a culture of recognition as citizens whose efforts contribute to the country's development.
we cannot afford at any moment to play around with education. And we cannot afford not to be seen as knowing what education does to an economy. And I'm saying that because before the closure of last term, the day secondary school principals in Kenya received a circular from government where the government is intending to cut capitation. Cutting capitation is basically shifting the burden to parents. That in our day schools, the school fees now wants to be increased to over 22,000 Kenya shillings. That is definitely unacceptable, and we cannot allow that to happen. Because in this kind of an era, where we need to capacitate our human capital, we must not be talking about cutting the benefits of education. We should be talking about increasing. And that is why that intention of government to increase school fees in our day schools cannot be tolerated.
All right, African countries have been urged to embrace good leadership and fair judicial system in their home lands. That is as to expedite justice and foster development which are authentically sustainable. Now, speaking during the annual ADR International Week at Kenya School of Government in Mombasa, the Chief Justice Martha Koome, among other stakeholders, emphasized the importance of arbitrators that is in the country so as to assist in the mediation matters to have a smooth and reliable judicial system where Kenyans can trust the judiciary and other neighboring countries can have peace both internally and externally. The annual ADR International Week was climaxed with a gala night at the end of to award arbitrators in the field, where certified arbitrators from Africa and beyond have come together to embrace the occasion.
ADR is no longer a peripheral part of our justice systems. Across the world, it has become an indispensable pillar of efficient justice delivery.
What we expect to see in the future is more and more court disputes being solved outside court. And the court is just one door to the resolution of disputes.
When we all sit together and share our experiences, we all leave learning one thing or the other. But the idea behind that is that when we learn, we can improve our deliveries the days to come and the years to come, so we get better.
I invite all those who are engaged in ADR to also come and join us in ICS on questions of governance, because they're very critical for us and they're gaining a lot of prominence.
And speaking of awards, the Kenya Agribusiness Entrepreneurship Program has awarded 50,000 euros to emerging agripreneurs during its pitching and graduation event at the E4 Impact Entrepreneurship Center here in Nairobi. Top 5 finalists each received 10,000 euros to scale their ventures as the program brings together investors, industry leaders, and key stakeholders. Now, innovators who have completed the KAEPS intensive 6-month training in business modeling, investment readiness, sustainability, and technology adoption presented their solutions to a distinguished panel of judges. The event highlighted that is the KAEPS's role in advancing agricultural innovation and strengthening agribusiness value chains across Kenya. The initiative was supported by Joel Ain School of Entrepreneurship and EA Impact. Before
program we've had to work with for this year 10 innovative and very brilliant Kenyans. We had to incubate 5 of their businesses and 5 for acceleration. So incubation means supporting early stage ventures to actually build business models that can attract investment and impact the community. While at acceleration level, we are looking at more growth stage businesses that actually can scale, not only in Kenya, but probably even globally. And we are supporting them build growth business models, access to finance, and access to bigger markets. So these collaborations with this leading Italian firm has been tremendous.
Involved more than 30 startups in the agri-tech business, accompanying this company from their business model to the real market.
Schools have begun receiving grade 10 textbooks despite an unresolved funding dispute between the government and publishers. This comes just a month before the country's first ever transition into senior schools under the competency-based education CBE, the senior school system. Juliet Kimwe reports on that matter.
With only weeks left before grade 9 learners transition to grade 10, signs of progress are emerging across several schools in the country. At All Saints Embu High School, study materials for grade 10 have arrived, a major step forward in the rollout of the new senior school curriculum. The school says that it is ready for the cohort, having improved facilities and trained teachers, despite nationwide delay caused by more than 11 billion shillings in unpaid government arrears.
I believe we have the books, we have the labs, the teachers have been retooled by the government. So I believe we are ready to take off on that front.
In terms of infrastructure, as you've seen, we have good dormitories that are quite spacious.
Education experts warn that uneven preparedness could widen gaps in the rollout of the CBE school system, with Paul Langala, a CBE coordinator, maintaining that the curriculum remains learner-centered.
With our partnership with Oxford, they've been able to avail the books that have been approved by KICD, by the government, and as a publisher, I think as private schools, because we purchase directly from the publishers, we are not affected by the delay of books.
Known for its strong sporting culture, including holding the title of East Africa's second-best rugby team, All Saints Embu High School says that co-curriculars will continue to anchor learning under CBE school system.
When you think about like young men, sports is actually something that they love and appreciate deeply and wholeheartedly. Sports builds students in terms of teamwork, in terms of leadership, in terms of discipline.
Reporting for TV47, I'm Juliet Kimoe.
Thank you, Juliet. Now, residents of Ngodo village in Geshugu, Kirinyaga County have been left in shock and fear after the body of a 22-year-old college student was discovered dumped in a coffee plantation. The young woman, who had been missing for several days, was found brutally mutilated. Our reporter Winnie Ali on that.
Residents of Ngodo village woke up to a gruesome discovery, the body of a young woman lying in a coffee plantation near their homes.
Tunasikitika sana kwa ile maneno imefanyika hapa. Tumepata msichana, mtoto wetu ameuliwa na kutupwa hapa, na ni msichana mdogo, alikuwa university.
Mpaka akawekewa accent, ana kichwa kimetolewa, mkono ana, na sisi tumesikia vibaya sana.
22-year-old Jacqueline Ruguru, a student at a college in Embu, went missing for a week. According to her family, she disappeared last Sunday after leaving home for shopping at Kiamutugo town and never returned.
Mimi ni aniko yake huyo Jacqueline. Alitoka shule Sunday. Hiyo Sunday akatokea bila watu huwa anatokea jioni. Akaenda mpaka Kiamutugo vile tulifuatilia tukasikia. Sasa hakurundi. Hiyo siku iliyofuatia Monday, bamba yake akapiga simu ikachukuliwa na mtu mwingine.
Huyu mwanamume, mwili ya mwanamke haina mkono, na hii ni kitendo mbaya sana. Na mimi kama mheshimiwa hapa, kwanza nikupee pole kwa familia kwa yale imefanyika, na ile nyingine tunaambia familia ni kufanya watu investigation, watafanya investigation na ili hiyo familia ipate haki.
As investigators combed the scene, fear and anger swept through the village, with residents struggling to understand who could be behind such a brutal act. Jacqueline's family, overwhelmed with grief, are now pleading with security agencies in Kirinyaga to act swiftly and arrest the culprits. Winnie Ali, TV47.
Thank you, Winnie. Now, the youth in Juja have hit the streets of Juja to urge residents to register as voters ahead of the next general elections. led by Dr. Joseph Gishui and youth mobilizer Vosta Aela. The group urged locals not to remain silent observers in matters affecting their future, noting that voter registration is the first step towards meaningful participation in governance. The group says low turnout so far could weaken the constituency's voice in national decisions, and they are using grassroots mobilization to ensure more people participate.
So today we are here at a place called Darashan, here for the purpose of asking, compelling, or even requesting our youths, our electorate, to go and pick and collect their votes, and for those ones who haven't registered, to go register their votes. And for
na hii ndio first time yangu kuvote 2027. Tunataka kuvote watu wenye wanatupromote kikazi, watu wazuri, watu wenye wanasikiza wananchi kenye wanataka.
Watu wanasema ati Gen Z yetu ni mdomo, lakini kura tutapiga. I want to tell you guys, kura tutapiga. We will participate in the coming elections. So hiyo kasumba yenye najaribu kuambia watu ati Gen Z watapiga kura, I'm here to confirm kura tutapiga, na we are ready kupiga kura. Kenya tu tunaomba tafadhalini, bring services closer to us.
The Energy Sector Association of Kenya, ESAK, has warned against the country's overdependence on imported electricity, saying it poses a significant risk to national power security. The ESAK chairperson Edin Njoroge says Kenya currently relies on Ethiopia and Uganda for about 10% of its power demand, a situation the association warns could leave the country vulnerable in the event of geopolitical tensions or cross-border disruptions. The association, which is composed mainly of independent power producers, is also pushing for the renewal of contracts of IPPs, arguing that they remain critical to Kenya's energy sustainability and future growth.
Kenya now is also importing power from Ethiopia and Uganda, and the imports account for more than 10% of our installed capacity. And although this is a good thing, we stand on the premise, on the precipice of a catastrophe in the event that geopolitics changes. We have already seen some noises coming from Uganda. You never know what could happen. Ethiopia, we do not know, and therefore it is always very risky to depend on your neighbors. This is why we need to do our own capacity expansion.
There is a humongous job to be done by KPLC. We have an electricity access rate of 76%, having grown immensely over the last 10 years. And we are at the position to power manufacturing, support business, and support the country's socio-economic development.
A call has been made for more women to embrace the perceived male-dominated boda-boda sector as a path to economic empowerment. The call was made during the issuance of smart driving licenses to the third cohort of riders sponsored by the Murang'a County government. Our reporter Robert Gakure tells us more on that.
At the Murang'a County headquarters, more than 300 boda-boda riders received their smart driving licenses, this being the third cohort of the county's road safety program.
This marks the third cohort because we've had two different occasions where we issue our riders with smart driving licenses so that they can be safe and they can shun the harassment. They can be actually safe from being harassed by road enforcement officers.
During the event, Governor Irungu Kang'ata noted that the program is part of the broader effort to streamline the boda-boda industry, improve road safety, and ensure riders operate legally.
Ensures that they have a legal document that gives them the permission to ride on our roads. In case of accidents, they can be able at least to even go to court, because otherwise they are usually not protected.
It was noted that the program has eased the financial burden on riders and protected them from unnecessary confrontations with law enforcement officers.
They get driving licenses. That saves them money that they would have used to obtain those licenses.
Tumebadilika, by the way. Si atu ni kama watu wa kitabo, watu wa siku hizi wa bodaboda. Ukimtuma kitu hata kama ni pesa taslim anapeleka mahala pale.
A call was made to more women to embrace this sector, Officials present noting that increased female participation will not only empower women economically, but also promote safer, more disciplined practices across Murang'a.
Kwa wasichana wenzangu, naomba sana mjitokeze. In this life we have to struggle, na si kustruggle kwa hivyo tuko na watoto wenye wanatutegemea.
Robert Gakure, TV47, Murang'a.
And as local and international tourists continue flocking to the coastal region ahead of the December celebrations, hoteliers are now calling on the government to review policies that would allow stakeholders to enjoy tax subsidies. Speaking during a colorful cake mixing event at a resort in Mombasa County, the stakeholders called on KPLC and the security apparatus to step up for the festive season, noting that many tourists have continued to be magged. Additionally, they said the lack of proper infrastructure has become a major setback for the industry. However, they noted that inadequate marketing strategies by the KTB have further hampered the tourism sector.
Now we can see a projection of around 7% in terms of occupancy as compared to last year. We have a bit of some poor road networks, and we have the unreliability when it comes to electricity and water supply. That has been a challenge that we have been experiencing. And we also have security concerns. A tax break would come in handy for us to be able to lower the operating costs and overall be able to make everyone happy and they see Mombasa as a place to visit again.
Generally, we just love it out here in Kenya. We love the food, we love the culture. I wish we could promote more British people come out there, to be honest. But this is a wonderful place to be, and you know, we've really enjoyed ourselves.
Yes, the fourth time I've been here. You know, the weather, the culture, the people here, it's just, everything's brilliant. And I couldn't recommend it enough, especially this hotel as well, Pride in Flamingo. It's really, really good.
I think just the nice relaxation, the weather, and just the sights. It's a very beautiful country.
Now, the International Center of Insect Physiology and Ecology, SIPE, has launched its Vision and Strategy 2026 to 2030 during a Science Day event held in Kasarani, here in Nairobi, themed Impacting Nature and Society. The forum brought together researchers, partners and stakeholders to discuss the center's renewed commitment to tackling environmental and societal challenges. During the launch, scientists highlighted SIPE's focus on innovative, eco-friendly solutions in pest control, food security, public health, and environmental sustainability. The speakers emphasized the urgent need for collaborative research, in an enhanced community engagement, and expanded capacity building programs to strengthen Africa's resilience against climate change and emerging threats.
Occasion marks a significant moment, not only for SIPE as an institution of global excellence, but also for Kenya, its proud host for the last 5 decades.
Africa has shocked the world over the years, but we will only do so in the realm of science if our government officials, and I hope they are represented here, begin to match their words with their deeds. When policy positions and legal infrastructure is enabling.
This celebration is a reaffirmation of our commitment to insect science, its potential to transform lives, and by our shared responsibility to shape a more resilient and sustainable future for Africa and the world.
The journey towards developing this vision and strategy has allowed us to rediscover who we are as an institution, what we stand for, and what Africa and the world need from us in the decades ahead.
Okay, Good Times Africa production recently announced the Kenyan Summer 2025 edition of the Blankets and Wine Festival in partnership with the British Council's UK-Kenya Season 2025, taking place on Sunday, December the 21st here in Nairobi. The festival is an open invitation for Africans at home and in the diaspora to find joy, connect, and release rhythms as a way of elevating cultural exchange between Kenya and United Kingdom. British music icon Don is set to join the line. And of course, so much fun expected from Kenya star Power of Okello Max.
That UK-Kenya season, by Doneo coming to Kenya, one of the major things that happens is then Kenya's music landscape gets very spotlighted in the UK.
Bring, for example, a Nigerian or a South African artist or an American artist to Kenya, and they have a fantastic experience. They go back as cultural ambassadors for Kenya and talk really nicely to their friends, to their, their fans. Say, hey, we had a good time in Kenya, and guess what? Someone says, oh, I want to go on holiday in Kenya. That looks like a nice place. Oh, I want to go perform in Kenya, etc.
Arts and culture has a powerful place, not just in terms of diplomacy, but a global expansion of Kenyan economy. And it's exciting to see, different players waking up to that realization. We've seen engagements with the US Embassy, which, to be honest, is actually a latecomer in the cultural diplomacy. We've seen for a very long time Alliance Francaise, the French government, the German government, and of course right now this British Council collaboration with Blankets and Wine is really just showing you that players are waking up.
Now, the National Super League resumed on Saturday afternoon with Fortune Sacco seeing off Kabati Youth 1-0 in an enticing encounter played at the Kianyaga grounds. Forward Collins Mwangi scored the only game of the match to ensure the hosts sealed all 3 points. Meanwhile, in other news or other results, Mombasa United saw off Equity 2-0, while FC Talanta secured a 2-1 win over Soy United Football Club. Nairobi City Stars showcased their class with a vital 2-goal victory over Mwatate United, while Naivas FC shared the spoils with Mofara FC.
Game haijakuwa rahisi, as you all know, tunajua ilikuwa ni derby. So unajua as always derby inakuwaga aje, inatoka 1-0, ukiangukia sana ni 2-0, unaona. Yeah, so leo sisi tumeangukia, so unaona tu game imekuwa haijakuwa rahisi. Yeah, na sasa hivi tunajua ligi venye iko. Ni marathon, alafu pia chance yote ikikuja tu unatumia, si ndio?
Kumekuwa na improvement though hatuchukui chances zetu. Imekuwa tufungi. Main undoing yetu ni kufunga. Na the sooner tutaanza kufunga nadhani tutapata right.
Game tumeprepare vizuri from Wednesday, Thursday and Friday siku zote tumetrain. Na vijana wamekuwa on. We promised to win this match. Tulikuwa tunajua hatujawin home na kwetu ilikuwa lazima tungewin huku.
Kubadilisha pande ya ataka. Hapo mbele kidogo tunapata chance na tuzitumie. Tumepata chance mingi na tuzitumie. Kama hii game umeona tumepata chance ndio hatujazitumia.
All right, and the Kenya basketball powerhouses Nairobi City Thunder are on the brink of defending their road to BAL Eastern Division title for a second time running when they take on the Johannesburg Giants in the final of the road. That is to BAL at the Kasarani Indoor Arena. This comes after the Kenyan champions sealed their ticket to the Continental Showpiece in emphatic style after blowing out Ferroviaria the Beira 109 points to 70, with Alberto Odero dropping an impressive 32 points. Johannesburg Giants also sealed their ticket to the Basketball Africa League after narrowly knocking out Dar City Basketball, that is 71 points to 69, with both the two sides now on the hunt for the Eastern Division rights. All right, and we cross borders where defending champions Liverpool were on the receiving end of a 3-0.
No more excuses. It's time to rise, grind, and
own your mornings. Join Coach Shadrach Ouma every Monday to Friday from 5:30 to 6 a.m. only on TV47. Full body workouts, zero equipment, maximum results. Start strong, stay strong. TV47 Fitness with Coach Shadrach only on TV47. Looking for the perfect way to kick off your weekend?
Pole. Hiyo ni salamu ya Mluya kabisa.
Tune in to Friday with Betty, the most exciting show on TV.
Betty, one tear gas. Betty, I didn't know where this guy's going.
From the latest news and trends to unforgettable moments. Friday with Betty is your go-to show for a fabulous Friday night.
Theological, meteorologist. What is that word, Willis?
Tune in this and every Friday at 9 p.m. and let's make your Fridays unforgettable. Only on TV47.
We had for you 30 minutes past the top of the hour. It's my hope that, of course, it's coming up well. We'll certainly get to see you later for more updates as to what is happening around you. My name is Linda Alela. This is where we close the news now. Do have yourself a lovely Sunday afternoon.